I'm Mark Medina with the LA Times. I'm sitting here at Staples Center where the Lakers just came off a dominating performance against the Detroit Pistons by a final score of 108-83. Before people get carried away and thinking that the Lakers ended their malaise where they came into this game losers of 4 of the past 6 games. Got to consider the opponent. Detroit Pistons now has an 11-24 record. The Lakers improved their mark to 24-11. But really good sign that the Lakers are able to at least stop the bleeding and also show a lot of characteristics that weren't present in previous games. First off, lots of ball movement, lots of offensive chemistry. Andrew Bynum and Pau Gasol each had double digits, 21 points for Pau, 13 points for Andrew, and throwing Lamar Odom there for good measure, he had 16. Kobe Bryant started off not shooting the greatest. It may be possible that a little bit of his finger issues with his arthritis in his right index finger, the sprained right pinky, the left sprained middle finger may have something to do with that. But he was able to find ways to also be effective, which just gained a lot of assists. His shot did eventually fall, and he still maintained that aggressiveness. Then you throw Ron Artest making some defensive stops, hitting some shots. Derek Fisher getting some deflections, hitting some shots. You have a recipe for the Lakers putting the game away. After starting off somewhat sluggishly in the first half, they then turned it on all cylinders in the second. Now, it's a good sign because the Lakers had a lot of drama entering this game, and I'll just kind of run down the list. There was a report from Yahoo Sports that indicated that Ron Artest had a confrontation with Phil Jackson at a recent practice, just expressing his frustrations that Phil has criticized his performances and kind of just poked fun of his antics to the media. And Phil confirmed that. Ron didn't really want to talk about it, but the rest of the team also acknowledged that that happened. He wound up apologizing to the team for being a distraction, according to Jackson, which entailed his ring raffle on Christmas Day, which went to mental health charity. It's a very good cause, but even Ron had acknowledged at certain points during that process that he definitely was feeling stretched thin. That's number one. Number two, Pau Gasol acknowledged a report that said that he arrived late to shoot around prior to Sunday's game against Memphis. It's also reported that a few other players did that as well. That obviously contributed a little bit to the malaise. And then Phil wound up getting a little bit of a verbal back and forth with Dallas owner Mark Cuban because of Phil's comments suggesting that the season-ending injury to Caron Butler is really going to devastate the Dallas Mavericks as they're second in the West behind San Antonio. Mark Cuban didn't like those comments, so he fired back, said that Phil Jackson's Genie Bus is boy toy. Genie Bus and Phil Jackson, amused by the antics, smiled and actually thought it was a compliment. And they just kind of expressed amusement over all the the circus surrounding the media attention from that. But Lakers are able to go and be able to ignore those issues. Phil had mentioned also during the week that some off-court distractions may have contributed to the team's recent struggles. There's been kind of a mixed bag with that assessment. Kobe had said as recently as the Christmas Day game that was an issue. Ron Artest denied that was an issue. When pressed upon it, though, he did offer that apology. Lamar Odom said it wasn't an issue, even though, he has been playing high-caliber basketball, but he's obviously involved a lot with, Khloe Kardashian's wife, with everything going on with the reality TV world. And there's some reports, although LL had said that nothing's definitive, that he may have a new spin-off show with her. Shannon Brown has had 3 birthday parties, during a recent trip, but Lakers are fairly split on that. The Lakers are able to overcome all those obstacles, but you have to consider it's one game, it's against a sub-500 opponent, and the challenge is how do you replicate that against Phoenix on Wednesday on a back-to-back. Phil Jackson mentioned after the game, after I asked him that question, is a lot of it has to do with just making energy plays, whether it's a defensive stand, critical shot, gain a loose ball. Lakers exhibited all that. The challenge is being able to keep moving off this momentum, because Lakers definitely can't have false comfort in thinking one game's going to solve all the problem. It's all about maintaining that consistency moving forward, but at least the Lakers made the first step in making that happen.